Jim Parsons is in the building. The actor from The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon. And he has nothing to promote, I don't think. You came in.
I really don't.
You'd have nothing to promote.
This is a summer of nothingness. It's true. I don't know. I could promote way in advance a movie I just wrapped in Atlanta called Hidden Figures about the story of getting us into space, NASA, and there were 3 African-American women who were instrumental in getting that done, but didn't get any credit really until now because of the times and being what they were. And that was really fun. I met Kevin Costner. I worked with him. He was fantastic.
Now, what did you want to know when you see Kevin Costner?
What did I want to know?
Without being a fanboy.
I didn't want to know anything.
You didn't?
No, I really didn't go into it wanting to know anything. I mean, I hadn't thought about this, so you're asking it, but I know I normally approach it with a very kind of... I'm not good at being like, hi, I'm Jim, and I love... I just don't do it. I'm better at kind of keeping my nose down, and if things go well, maybe we'll start talking. And that's basically what happened. I mean, we had to. We were in every scene together.
What did you want to know from Costner, from, let's say, a previous movie or a previous role? Was there anything that you...
No.
Nothing?
No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, could have made up something. Like,
oh, okay.
Did you and Susan Sarandon have fun on Bull Durham? I mean, but that's stupid. Who cares?
Well, but now you know what it's like for fans when they come up to you.
Oh, completely.
And then they'll go, hi.
Completely.
Does Sheldon really?
But where I notice it for me is like sports figures or news people, because like most of my viewing pleasure is either sports or live news. We just did the upfronts for CBS, and there's all these people there that you're like, oh, I've been watching you for years, actors and whatever, and it was lovely. I turned the corner and basically shrieked. I went, oh, the news people. And it was like Gayle King and Charlie Rose and Norah O'Donnell and John Dickerson. And they're all like, hi, Jim. Hello. And I'm like, oh my God. I watch you every morning. It's like, come on. But that's what gets me going. Like those are, I do know how people feel when they see me because I'm like, I watch you every day. Except I'm talking to Charlie Rose, you know.
What about, when's the last time an athlete made you react that way?
I'm not running into them as much. I don't even remember the last time. I mean, the last sports figure I was talking to was probably the tennis player Jeannie Bouchard, but like that started on such a organic level before she was doing well that like I wasn't that freaked out when I met her, you know.
What about, who's the person who reacted that way to you? Like, are there celebrities who have...
No, although Daryl was really nice. I just got to meet him, and that was a real thrill. I was saying this off camera, off radio. His Al Sharpton is remarkable.
I know.
It's again, I watch news, but that's incredible, and that was pretty exciting. I'll be honest with you.
Do you do impersonations?
Not a one.
None.
Not a one. No, yours are much better than mine.
Oh, but mine are
not great.
No.
No, I mean, you know.
Fritzy's Marge Simpson is great.
Is that true?
I do a decent one.
Bring her out, please.
Okay.
Jim Parsons is in studio. This is really exciting. I gotta have to tell Homie about this one. I love Jim Parsons.
Why did that happen? I mean, what were you doing that you just started going, I can really do a Marge?
That's a great question. I was watching The Simpsons, and then I started just like kind of doing like South Park characters and Simpsons characters and different animated voices, and I did that for like a couple of friends and my wife, and they said, you really sound like Marge Simpson.
Because then if you do the deeper sounding one, she's got these 2 sisters that smoke a lot. So if you go a little deeper, her sisters talk like this. And Marge is higher pitched, but her sisters are smoking. And
that's Julie Kavner, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great, huh?
So you don't do any... Have you tried to do an impersonation? I imagine people try to impersonate you.
Yeah, and a lot of them are pretty effective at it, to be honest. I've got a fairly...
Has somebody done it to
imitatable sound. Yeah. Well, even on our show, like Simon Helberg on our show can imitate... He's very good at that. And he can do anybody within about 10 minutes. There's some sort of ear you have for it, where it's like a cadence and a rhythm and like the pauses and whatever. They're all just right. And he can do anybody. He's a close friend, so he doesn't normally do it to me.
Well, you were on Saturday Night Live, what, last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Or 2 years ago. I don't remember. This is my favorite thing I've ever done Hollywood-related. Ever.
How nervous?
That. Oh, terrified. terrified.
But there's part of you that, I mean, you're...
In a good way.
Oh, okay.
It really was.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll go, after the fact, you'll go, yeah, that was fun. But during the process, you're not
so
having fun.
No. The hardest part for me was that you do the first run through like at, I don't even know what time, like 9 till 10, and then you do the final cuts, and then you do the live show at 11:30. What was hard for me was the adrenaline of doing that first cold dress rehearsal, basically in front of an audience. I felt, honestly, a tiny bit, in my opinion, a little too relaxed going into the other one. Like I felt I was better in the dress rehearsal. That may not be true, but like I was so like blinders on because I was nervous. And by the next one, I kind of opened up, and when I was like, I don't know that I need to open up. I should kind of stay focused. Oh, sorry. So that was interesting. But they make life so good for the host over there. Like it is shot through a cannon and summer theater camp at the same time. It's amazing. And to be a part of that process and watch them, Lauren taking things off the wall, like, okay, we're not doing this skit, whatever. That's the other great thing. He's like, what are your favorite skits that you wouldn't want to see cut? And I listed 2 or 3 that I really liked. And I said, and one of them, I just love it. I said, it's just so bizarre. It's got like this whole avant-garde thing to it. And he goes, I hate avant-garde. And the writer was in there. I went, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I said that. And sure enough, he didn't keep a thing that I said I loved, which I appreciated. He was like, he wanted to know, and if he could help me, he would, but he couldn't help me.
Well, a lot of times, the artist is the last person who should be talking about their art.
Completely.
It's somebody who has to be honest with the artist to say, no.
Well, it's like the funny thing about chemistry on screen. I think you see people all the time that get along real, not all the time, sometimes it works, but who get along real well in life or whatever. And it's just not that interesting sometimes to watch them. Whereas you hear stories all the time about people who have great chemistry that they really didn't like each other. And so having fun, I guess my point is having fun in a skit, something I enjoy doing, isn't necessarily the best product. It's like, well, I don't care if you're having fun. Is it good?
But do you get along with, truly get along with everybody on the Big Bang Theory?
Oh, yeah. We are.
Or do you have to have those moments where we go, we need to get...
It's a 9-year relationship going on to a decade for next season. So you have moments. I mean, this is a family.
It's the same as us.
It very much is.
Going on 10 years.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait a minute. When did you start year 10?
Still together. We're coming up on...
You're just like us then. We really debuted the same year, 2007?
August of 07 for us. Or I'm sorry, October of 07 for us.
And we were September of 07.
Yeah.
I've never realized that.
Jim, and you're 5 years into appearing on the show. Your first appearance was 5 years ago, and I think you're up to like 6 or 7.
Is it 5 years ago?
Yes.
So
he
half
did
a decade.
He did the Tonight Show with Leno, and you mentioned us, and that's when we got a hold of you the next day.
Children born that day are in kindergarten now.
Yeah.
But
That monumentous day.
I remember coming in that next morning, and I had all these messages like, did you hear what Jim Parsons said on Jay Leno? And I'm going, wait a minute. Who's Jim Parsons?
Yeah,
and he's
that made
on
me
Jay
nervous.
Leno.
It made me very nervous when I heard that I was going to have to call in. I was like, well, because there's also this thing too about, and I think I've said this to you before, but suddenly having to grapple and be a part of something that you're enjoying. It's like, don't rob me of this. What if it's a terrible experience? And that was my biggest fear going into it. Luckily, it was a very lovely time.
Well, see?
Again and
There
again.
it is.
There it is.
I'm
That's
sorry.
acting. That's acting right there.
I think I think
there.
I'm protecting myself. I don't want to say something overly sincere and have you be cold about it or something. And so I have to go, maybe I'm not telling the truth,
I would love to put that to the test right now.
Okay, how?
You tell me something very sincere and warm, and then I'll try to.
This isn't going to work.
It's not.
No, because I don't like needy people. And there's just, when someone and you don't think you're needy. You're not needy at all. Well,
Oh, yes,
are
I am.
you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
Sometimes
sure.
I need it. I need somebody to say something nice. These guys don't. Do you know the only compliment I get on this show? Okay, hold on. The only compliment I get is when I say to Fritzy after the show, hey, Fritzy, well done. And then Fritzy will say,
You too.
yeah, that's it.
I do feel like in your 10 years, going on 10 years, the show has evolved. And there was before more of an energy of people wanting to please you. And you don't feel that as much anymore. I don't think anybody wants to do bad. But you really, that's not the running theme of the show. And you're like, that was kind of the thing for a while. That's changed. That's changed.
Did you just insult those guys?
I think I complimented them.
Oh, you did?
Everyone kind of grew up and went, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have anybody else that can do this.
Well, you know what's going to happen, though, is when my contract comes up here.
Oh, everyone will get very nice.
Then they're going to be like...
changes for contract negotiations.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, because I said, as long as we're having fun, then I want to continue to do this.
Right.
So once that comes up, and then, if I sign another contract... It's like February of 2018.
Oh, I think it's earlier.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, it is?
I think.
Oh, no, that's my NBC deal. Yes, Fritzy.
Once you brought up the importance of fun, I think the very next day we brought in balloons. And we were telling jokes. And
yes,
we were
unicorn.
Are we on the same contract schedule? Because mine would be up for our show in end of this next season, so 2017, like April.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Do you want to go out together?
As the whole group, the cast? Like
your show and our show? We can just go out together. Oh, you don't?
No, I'd like for you to remain on the air. I mean...
But you're going to call it quits.
Well, here's the thing. We're not going to syndicate this show. We're not going to watch old sports talk,
Wait.
That's true.
Don't you think somebody's going to go in 5 years?
Know who you are. Understand what you're bringing to the party.
Okay.
I mean,
wow. Oh, Mr. Syndication over here.
Thanks, Hollywood.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Buzzkill. Yeah.
Did you really think they were going to syndicate this? Or have they?
Well, we're syndicated around the country.
Oh, well, that's not what I meant.
Oh, no.
What do I mean?
We don't have repeats. Like, if I tune
because
into...
who'd watch?
TBS.
I mean, but that sounds so harsh. I just mean...
I knew you were capable of being mean.
This is topical.
Damn you, Jim Parsons.
Our shows are little stories, and you can watch it again, like you would watch a movie or listen to a song.
What if I did like a half hour? I cut this down to a half hour.
I just think that'd be rough going. We wouldn't get much done.
Well, it'd be like skits. Like there'd be like, Big Bang Theory you have certain scenes, so we would just have like 4 scenes, and then we would have a show. I don't think the amount
of planning that would take. Look, you have the privilege of 3 hours, so you can have a somewhat looser plan and go into it and see what happens. Like this, we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but if you did 30 minutes, you'd have way too much planning. We have 5 minutes for LeBron, we have 3 minutes for Curry after that. Who are you rooting for?
We'll take a break here.
Oh.
No, I got to kind of regroup here a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah, there's
Do you feel hurt?
A lot. Well, I don't know. I think sometimes you disguise
what
kind of pain
Truth
you're going to
jest?
inflict on. Yes. Like you have a great ability to be able to say something, and I feel good when you say it.
Oh.
Until then I realize that you're not being nice.
I'm here.
But maybe to hurt me.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a therapist.
Fritzy's a little bit upset because I mentioned to Daryl Hammond that he does Jack Nicholson, and he said, no, I don't. Fritzy has spent the last half hour looking for Daryl Hammond doing Jack Nicholson.
I saw a couple of bios that suggested that it was one of the ones that he does, and then I had just did a little search, and he did a couple of seconds.
He may not like his impression of Jack Nicholson.
Right, but it makes it look like I messed up the information that I passed on to you.
You have messed it up
Many
before.
times.
Yes. He's Jim Parsons regretting that he told Jay Leno that he loves this show.
Not a bit.
And he did that 5 years ago.
Not a bit.
I do understand what you're saying, where you don't want to be part of something that you enjoy watching. Because
well, you just said it about sports. I mean, it's changed, rightfully so. It's changed your relationship with sports. And so you get to be in the thick of it, and it doesn't allow you to always just be a fan.
I do miss that.
Yeah.
That high, you get that heartache that when something that close to you and your team loses.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I forget that how this affects fans. And, that sometimes you're not as sympathetic when you see this, but I went through that when I was growing up. Who am I rooting for, I think you asked before.
So apparently nobody.
Yeah. Didn't you pick Golden State?
No, I didn't make a pick.
You didn't?
I think I'm rooting for Golden State.
Oh, you are?
I really like Steph Curry. I really like Steph Curry.
Because?
He's, to me, he reminds me of players that I used to watch like in the 90s and stuff when I was just, the Rockets were they had 2 championships and everything. And I just feel like, I'm making this up, hindsight, but it's like I felt like there were more players like Steph Curry. Like, I don't know. There's something very team about him. There's something very, I don't know. Maybe he's a horrible person, but it doesn't sound like it, And it doesn't matter to me if he's a good person or a bad person as far as that goes. But I don't.
Who was your favorite athlete growing up?
Probably Hakeem, because I was such a big. But I loved tennis so much, and I loved like Navratilova, and I loved Chris Everett, and I loved Pete Sampras, and so I don't know. But I would say like.
Would you trade your career for Pete Sampras's?
I would like to experience that for a while. I like my life, so no, not completely, I guess. But I would, if I picked any sports figure, I would take a tennis player, probably a really successful one. I mean, he's remarkable.
Oh yeah. Do you have that personality to be a show-off? Like you have to be there's an entertaining part of you, whether what you say or how you play, and everybody is watching you. Mm-hmm. Do you have that in you? You played God on Broadway.
Yes.
So there has to be. Are you still haunted by the memories of playing God?
No, it was a really good time. And I'm going to go see Sean Hayes is doing it this summer, so I'm going to go see him do it.
Wait, but you just gave us a grimace when I said you played God on Broadway.
I just think it's a funny thing to say, even though it's true. I mean, it's really weird to me that I played God on Broadway.
It was lowercase.
Now, what I was going to say, in context, if you saw it, you'd go, yeah, he played God. but that's on the resume,
Did you take the role home with you? As all great actors, try to.
No.
You don't.
No.
Like you weren't like Daniel Day-Lewis or Kristen Bale where you become.
No, and with this God, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It was like.
Well, that was you.
But I didn't write it.
No, but you were playing you.
Yeah, God was playing me.
Yeah, God was playing you.
God used me.
Yes.
And got his message out.
Did anybody react negatively?
Oh, you can't imagine.
Was it blasphemous for people that you were playing God?
Honestly, the only thing that vocally bothered people, and it was only a couple of times, was his God's being okay with gay people. Now, of course, most people it was just part of the show. It was the only time during the 3-month run that 2 different times I was screamed at from the audience. It would be like he would basically I would do the part where he's like, gay marriage is okay, like it doesn't bother me. I don't even know what the words were. It wasn't that. I'm not a writer. And twice somebody would scream vulgarities to the point where I was like, I hope they don't have a weapon.
I like
Is
how
this person going to charge the stage? Yeah, it was insane. And the craziest thing was like the day that the Supreme Court passed marriage equality, I had one of my gay friends on Instagram posted like, congrats, this is great, still more to do. And I looked at the comments, and one of them said, it'll just never be enough, will it? And I thought, it'll never be enough. What? That very night, someone screamed an obscenity at me in that part. And I thought, no, not enough yet. Not enough yet.
But how do you respond to a heckler?
Well, I'm not like you have somebody like Daryl who I think would be like ready and attuned to something and going to take off. I am like, I learned my words and now I'm presenting what is happening. So I find myself, I just keep talking before, I'm already moving on without reacting to it in a literal sense. So it's kind of too late at that point, especially in a play. It's not stand up. The audience though was like, oh, which was, I guess, kind of nice at the same time. You're like, well, maybe they'll protect me if he keeps moving. And then they kicked him out.
Did they think it was part? Did anybody think this was part of the
sure
play?
People did. I'm sure they did. That was the hard thing. The couple of times it happened was going, not only am I not prepared to deal with it because I'm not an improv guy and I just know this words and not only, do I derail the story if I respond, but I'm supposed to be responding as God. I don't understand. But the way it was set up, as you saw it, was there were interruptions built in.
Yes.
And I talked to the audience the whole time. And so I think most people probably thought it was part of the show until I didn't respond to it. And again, by then I was moving on. And so they kind of, they're pretty malleable audiences. They're like, okay, we're moving on.
I thought they would have written something in to sort of protect you in case that happened.
But
I mean, after the first time.
Yeah.
That would be like if it comes up again, here's your response.
Yeah.
To protect you.
Yeah. No. I did have one that I executed myself, which was not offensive at all. But there was a woman I've got my phone with me. There was a woman in the front row, and she was she was like this, right? And I mean, I'm closer to her than Pauly is to me right now. And I saw it happening and happening and happening. I finally just stood up and I was like, quit taping! Or whatever I said. She was like, I thought, oh, she probably just soiled herself. I mean, somebody just stood up on stage and yelled at her.
I'm surprised you didn't ask for the phone.
No, I was having vocal trouble at that point, and so I was on a low dose of steroids, and I was raging.
Are you capable of being mean?
Mean?
Yeah.
No. I mean...
Like acting-wise. I'm not talking about personally.
Acting-wise, sure.
Like you could
This movie I just did, I am not one of the good guys. I come around, but I play a character who is an impediment to one of the Taraji Henson, who's on Empire. She and I'm in her work department, and I am kind of like her. I stand in her way again and again, like not welcome. And I had to read that script like 5 times before I finally turned to Todd, who had read it once, and I go, "Oh, I play someone with some sort of racist tendencies." He's like, yes. But it was so hard to accept. I was like, well, that can't be what that means. Well, that can't be what that... And you're like, oh, no, this is your role in this story. And once I did accept that, it was really enjoyable because it was really intense. And it's nice to get locked in a battle with somebody. Even if from my own point of view, personally, I'd be like, not the side I want to be on. But that's not the point. The point is to tell the story accurately.
But you change your voice a little bit because your voice... is pleasant. No. I will say something that's very different, and it's very fun to do, is like, because we tape our show live, it's kind of like being here, like you're talking to people that are both here and there, and so there's this, but in most scenes in the movies, it's very, I mean, you've been on a set, it's a much more intimate thing. It's like, you could get as far away from me as you, and if I'm right here talking, there could be times you probably wouldn't be able to hear us. It's really bizarre. Good mics. I guess that's the point. Yeah. But you don't change your inflection because your voice is a pleasant sounding, friendly voice.
Well, I don't consciously.
Like
I mean, unless it calls for it in some distinct way, no, but I'm sure it changes depending on, to a degree, because of the message I'm sending and what I want and what I'm trying to do,
Because I can get angry.
Well, I can get angry. You said mean.
I can get mean.
In what way?
Why don't you try me?
What? Why?
See? Just happened just like that.
No, that was so funny.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's acting, Jim.
That's not the same thing as asking a human being, can you be mean?
Oh, no, I'm acting.
Do you feel that you've ever been mean?
Yeah.
You purposely were like, I'd like to hurt this person.
Yes.
Okay, well, I probably have done that too.
Yeah.
But still, it's like not a normal thing. It makes me uncomfortable to see people hurt. Right?
Yeah.
Yo, come on. This is weird. Isn't this conversation weird?
See, guess the mean line here. You want to guess?
Okay.
All right.
What? Who said it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what? What am I guessing?
Do we want to take a break and come back with guess the mean line?
Okay.
Okay, this was at dinner last night that you were invited to and you missed out.
I missed.
Yeah.
And
But I know you had plans.
I did. And I only had plans. It was a wonderful plan. It's Jesse Tyler Ferguson. He's on Broadway and Fully Committed. Great show. He's my friend. And so go see him. That's where I was.
Yes, Paulie.
Did you decide to go to the play after the dinner invite?
No. I would have gone to dinner in a heartbeat.
It's okay.
I had often wondered what dinner was like when you came into the city, because you always talk about them. And I had been wanting that invite. I don't know if I consciously thought it, but when he wrote me, I was like, they invited me and I can't go. Who didn't go, by the way?
Is it? No, we all went.
Oh, you all went.
But this is where you learned your lesson from Leno. that you
Don't say
didn't want to be part of it. Like you want to be invited, but then you realized maybe if I go there.
No, I just said it.
Okay.
Now I can't go back.
Yeah. And my wife invited you and your husband for a foursome.
Yes, she
As
did.
She said, which
She
is
did.
still one of the most. My wife is so bad around.
We haven't done our foursome yet
No,
either.
we have not. But when she said that, she goes, we should have a foursome. And your reaction was, oh, gosh.
Well,
foursome.
Yeah. I mean, she's got some spirit.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. We have never let her forget that. All right,
But we need to do it.
All right, we'll come back. Guess the mean tweet from.
This is
from
exciting.
last-
I love games like this.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Todd texted me. Tell Dan I'm not your husband.
Oh,
Well, we're
partner?
not official. Yeah.
So
It just sounds like a business transaction, though.
was your partner scolding me there, or scolding you?
Let me see.
Were there exclamation points in there?
No, there's an ellipses, so it doesn't sound very.
Okay, good.
It's like,
Okay.
if you want to correct the record, go ahead. I'm just sitting here watching.
All right. Are we still on for our foursome, though? That's what I want to know.
That's probably why he wanted to make the point clear. It's like, I'm still a little bit open, a little bit free.
Okay.
Oh, God, he's texting again.
Guess.
Not scolding him. Okay.
Okay.
Technology is amazing.
But doesn't he know this is live? Like, that's kind of unprofessional on Todd's part there.
It shows what regard he holds this show in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay.
Todd.
Guess the mean tweets here.
Oh, God, I'm so happy.
These are mean things that were said last night at dinner.
Okay.
That we anonymously tweeted
Somebody in the room.
And you could be one of them. No, you didn't do that.
I could.
But you, okay.
Yeah, I could.
But you don't tweet.
This was said to one of the bigger members of the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
So somebody who's
Yeah.
not a Danette.
Right.
He's,
or it could be a Danette. We don't know.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. And so he said, what do you recommend for dessert? And someone at the table said, for you, probably not having any.
No.
Yes.
That was said.
That was said last night at dinner.
Yes.
The dinner you missed.
Who
do you think said that?
You got one guess, and it's
I think that's you.
again. I don't know where the anger came from.
It's not anger,
It's-
but I think
It feels like that.
it's not you.
It's Paulie.
Oh, shoot.
Jim.
That's so obvious.
I mean, Paulie is so disappointed. Paulie's disappointed you didn't know
sorry.
that.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Seton, give us
You
one
hateful
more.
man. Yes.
I
Okay.
don't know that I really want to do the other ones. I don't think we have time.
Oh, we can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately, we're out of time.
Well, yeah.
We got to
There's
the
too
best
long.
point and we're out of time.
There's some innuendo in the other
There's
tweets.
a lot of innuendo that we just don't need.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't need to
We're
do
gonna
that.
let's. You know what? We're gonna edit ourselves. Going to be mature.
Look at us growing up,
Yes,
huh?
right in front of your very eyes.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah. I'm glad you stopped by, Jim.
Oh, I'm thrilled
It's always
to be here.
great to see you.
And it's so fun to be with you.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.